Hello, I'm Kirk Shannonbutts, the Public Art and Curation Manager for BOPA, the Baltimore Office of Promotion in the Art. Thank you for joining us for our 32nd annual and first virtual open studio tours. Today I'm here with artist Adiante Franszoon. And before we get started, I want to thank our sponsors this year. Our sponsors this year are Rika Vodka and the Maryland State Arts Council, MSAC. So let's get started. Adiante.
Yes, sir.
Well, first, it's really nice to meet you. In preparing for our interview today, in our studio tour, I went online and saw your work. I was thoroughly
Impressed.
Impressed,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
I was really, I love the color blocking and, working with the various types of woods, which you're gonna show our audience later.
Sure.
It's such a, it's so wonderful to touch your creation or any artist's creation that starts from, this was a tree. Now this is a cutting board, which I hope to own. So why don't you start at the beginning? Where are you from?
I'm originally from South America.
Okay, where?
Suriname, north of Brazil, next to Guyana.
Oh, okay.
That's where I was born and raised.
I was on the other side in Guyana.
Yeah.
I've been to Brazil as well.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So
Oh my God. So how long have you been here?
I've been here in the U.S. I've been here since in the 70s.
So how did you get to Baltimore?
Well, I came here originally to go to school.
Okay.
I started out in New Haven, Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
I went to community college there, and I transferred there to Hopkins and the University of Baltimore.
Wow.
And I studied economics. And when I finished, you never finished study, you just stopped.
Right.
Yeah, so I went back home to work, and the Army took over the government. And
What year was that?
in the 80s.
So would that be a coup?
Yeah,
Okay. In Suriname.
in Suriname.
Let's get some history, people.
Yeah, and
Okay. So let's talk about, this is great. So now let's talk about Suriname. So Suriname is owned or colonized by
it was colonized by
Dutch?
the Dutch.
The Dutch?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they gained independence in 1975.
Okay.
But I was here already.
In 1975.
Yeah, I was already here.
So in 1975, did it become an
Independent.
Okay.
So people fled out and so on.
And the Dutch are gone.
Dutch are gone.
But there's also British Suriname?
Well, there's
French?
Guyana, is they call the British Guyana.
Okay, right.
But Suriname originally owned by the British.
Right.
And they changed hands. New York and Manhattan used to be owned by the Dutch.
Right.
So they changed hands.
Was that the legendary, they bought it for what would be a quarter today?
$25.
$25.
$24. They
Right.
bought it from the Indian
Wow.
in Manhattan Islands.
We're getting our history, people.
Yeah. So the Dutch and the English, they have a treaty. I don't remember
Right.
the date exactly, but they have a
That was the
treaty
treaty that sold New York City to the Dutch.
to the no. The treaty they have the treaty between the English and the Dutch.
Okay, right.
So at that time, Suriname was owned by the English.
Right.
So the New York and Manhattan used to own by the Dutch.
Dutch, right. Right.
So they said, well, let's change hand. We'll take the Suriname and you take New York.
In fact, I moved to Baltimore from Harlem, and Harlem in Dutch has two A's, and it's named after this city in the Dutch. What's the country? Dutch?
So, Dutch Guyana.
No, Amsterdam. What's the country?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
The Netherlands.
Yeah.
Are the Dutch.
Yeah.
There's no Dutch land.
So they changed hands from there. Suriname is found in 1654 by the Englishman from Barbados.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and they became the English colony until they changed hands in I think it's 60 or something. I don't remember the date.
Wow.
And then they start bringing the slave in.
Right.
Some people went to Virginia, some people went to Suriname,
Right.
some people went to Barbados, and some people went to different places. That's why we all.
So now here in 2020,
Mm.
Adiante is here in Baltimore, and that's quite a journey because it's not just him. You bring the whole history, so that was a really wonderful little history to us here.
I'm a Maroon, so I don't know if you heard of it.
Of course.
I'm a Maroon, the people who revolt against the slavery.
Right.
And that's where I learned my carving. These people came from Africa straight from the boat sometimes, and they fled in the jungle. They don't want to be slaves, and they're trying to free all the other ones.
So that's an amazing story as well, because that means you may have never been a slave because you were a Maroon. You escaped.
Yeah, yeah.
His ancestors escaped, so they were never
Yeah.
slaves. They were enslaved, but they were never slaves.
Yes. Then
Which is
they signed,
fascinating.
they signed a peace treaty with the European in 1762, say you are free.
Yeah.
So the people fled in the interior Suriname.
Right. But the Maroons were already living away from all that in their own little villages.
Yeah, they were living there. They escaped the plantation.
And they were basically living their African life in these Maroon, let's call them villages, like they would have back in Africa.
So yeah, exactly. So that's why when I was a kid, I didn't have a chance to go to school.
Right.
In the village, in the interior, there's no school, there's formal education. So people in the village keep telling me, everybody say I have a brain the other kid doesn't have. And so I didn't.
So do you know if there were multiple tribes from Africa, and you had the skill from your?
Yeah, most of the people I came from Ghana, and Zaire, Benin, and a place used to call Dahomey.
Wow.
That's where the people mixed together came from.
Wow.
So the name, some of the villages named from the place they came from. So you know that they came from there.
In Suriname?
In Suriname, in the interior of Suriname. So if any one of you looking to go there to explore, see your sister who escaped from you here, you're welcome to come. I have a nice place that you can hang around.
I'm glad I know.
Yeah.
Right. So are you, eventually, will you go back there?
Yeah. If it wasn't the corona, I would be there now.
Right, in the winter. Right.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward, maybe January, when the corona thing, I hope, subsided a little bit, then I will go in January, escape the winter.
All right. So getting back to your art, so now tell me, obviously you went to, Johns Hopkins is a very prestigious university, and you study economics. How do you get into?
No, this is the thing I learned when I was a kid.
Right.
There was no formal education in the place where I came from.
Right.
And there, at the time I was a kid, either in order to get an education, you have to become Christian. So the Maroon, many of them doesn't believe in that crap. Right. So I didn't get a chance to go to school until I was 23 years old before I started learning to read and write.
So at the age of 23, you learned to read and write, and then how do you get to college in America?
Well, I have to get a 8th grade diploma, you get in high school diploma. Right. So I did that in 2 years, all of them, in New Haven, so in Connecticut. And I get a scholarship from the Alcoa Foundation. The people trying to figure out what's wrong with this guy. I do things most people took them 12 years to do in 1 year. And so I get a scholarship. I came here to Baltimore from the Alcoa Foundation, Alcoa, the Aluminum Company of America. Right. So the idea they have is for me to educate here so that I can go back and work for them in Suriname.
In Suriname.
Yeah. They told me that they couldn't find natives to stay there. The natives want to leave. I said, no. My father was a tribal chief when I was growing up. So I said, well, if I come here and get an education, I'll go there live like a king. And my dream in those days is like, when I was growing up, my father had 3 wives. I said, well, at least I can get 2. At least I can get 2. So, and I did all my homework. I get my degree from the University of Baltimore.
Okay.
Yeah, I was more interested in business at the time. Hopkins doesn't have a business school. So I went to the University of Baltimore and get my degree in economics. So I went there. I only last for 2 or 3 months. The army took over the government and they stopped killing a lot of the educated ones.
Right.
And so me and my family, they smuggled me out of the country. One night I found myself, excuse me, in First Guyana. And I still have visa to come. I had my student visa wasn't expired yet. Then I came back here struggling, trying to do this. I wasn't prepared to be here.
Right.
So I became a cook, a chef, and I cook around in the town here. And
this was the 80s, the 70s?
no, the 80s.
The 80s?
Yeah, 80s and 90s. I used to cook here all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
And I know some people who can carve better than I do.
Right.
But I don't know anybody who can cook better than I do.
So get to the carving. How did that happen?
Well, I learned those things when I was a kid. So, but I wasn't thinking I would do it for a living here because I want to get education before I get too old.
Right.
So what happened was an American anthropologist came to Suriname to study anthropology, anthropological work. So my father, he was staying with us in the village, and they tried to kick him out there, and my father saved him, so and so. Or tell them that you don't have to leave, and because he didn't do anything wrong.
Right.
The only thing you did wrong is you white, but you didn't make yourself. God made you. Why should we punish you because you're skin color?
Right.
So, and so I told him, I want to go to some place where I can get education before I get too old. Right. And so he said, well, I don't have anything to thank you, Father, for what you have done for us. So if you come here, I will receive you, take care of you, same way your father did.
In America.
Yeah.
Right.
So I came. And
so how did you open up your studio, where we're here today?
Well, I work around in different places and so on, renting, joined other people, but it wasn't going too well. And I found out this place is open.
Right.
And I usually make a gift for people.
Right.
Like friend or carve a piece for them as a gift.
As a thank you.
Yeah, when I was in school, studied until I fed up. I have some of the pieces around here. What I studied.
The original?
Yeah, 20 years ago.
So have you been here for 20 years?
Yeah, I came here. No, in this space.
Right. So I just want to say for the viewers, we're now in CNN Mill.
Yeah.
And this is in what I'm going to call Lower Waverly. So this is yet another artist community here in Baltimore. And this is where Adiante Studio is. So just a little fact that we have visited so many artist communities here during our virtual artist studio, which is also important to shine a light on the various artist communities that we have here and the artist studio spaces that are available. I know as a curator working with artists, they're always looking for studio space. So this is yet another community that offers artists spaces. So Adiante is going to walk us around and show us a studio and do a little demonstration. But he also, pre-corona, was set up at Eastern Market, which is in Washington, D.C., and sell his wares. But obviously, due to corona, he has not been able to set that up. So please know that his work is available for sale, and it's on his website. And you can find that through his website, or you can go to BOPA and contact us, or me, Kirk, and I will put you in touch with him. I'm holding on to this piece of art, which is also a functional cutting board. It's one of the first pieces I saw of his work when I went to do some research on him. And for me as a curator, this is just a work of art to me. I mean, I would hang this on my wall. The color blocking is very modern. It has a sort of abstract because it's on wood. And again, it's functional as a piece of iconography for your kitchen. This is a cutting board. You can, prepare your meals with it. So it's really beautiful. And here are some other examples of Adiante's work. And this is something he's working on, and he's going to do a demo and talk about this further. Also over here, I noticed on his website, these are earrings that he made, which are absolutely extraordinary. And if you're looking for a holiday gift or birthday gift for a gift, these are absolutely exquisite. I mean, these are one of a kind that he designed and made with these two hands right here. So you're going to get art. I mean, for your ear. I mean, this is beautiful. Again, I would.
That's the natural colors of all the wood.
Absolutely. And he's going to get more technical about all that. But again, as a curator, this is a piece that I would hang as art. I mean, it does not have to hang on your ear. These are sculptures. These are tiny. We just left tiny sculpture. These also are tiny sculptures. These are absolutely exquisite. I don't even think you can see through the camera how beautiful these earrings are, and even the detail with the hardware part of it is like amazing. So in here, this table, do you mind if I take this apart?
Oh.
So this is another, I mean, this is to die for. This cutting board, again, I would hang this on my wall as art, and it's absolutely stunning. And again, Adiante will go into it, but he told me that this is Peruvian wood, I think he told me.
This is called Purple Heart.
From Peru?
No. This is Peruvian.
This is Peruvian. This is from?
I don't know where they get it. Guyana or
Guyana, South America.
South America, northern South America.
And all of this he puts together. This is not one piece of wood. And these are all the original colors. Once he puts the stain on it.
I don't put the stain. I put the cooking oil on it.
And it becomes these colors.
Cooking oil.
Walnut and sesame oil was I put.
That he creates. That is his own.
Amazing.
So he has this whole process. That's again what we're doing this weekend with our open studios, learning about artist process, and that's part of his process in his studio practice. This is a table that you've carved and crafted and created. Again, the detail in it is unbelievable. How long does it take to create a piece like this?
If I tell you exactly, I will lie to you.
Right.
I just sometimes I work a little bit. That's why I have so many things going on at the same time.
Right.
Because I work a little bit on one thing, and when I'm tired of that, I move to the other one.
And again, everything is for sale. So you can reach out to Adiante. Now, does this top come off? Because you showed me some pieces.
Yeah, but this, actually, you can take it apart. But,
okay, we won't do this one because you have another one I want you to show.
Yeah.
So, can we follow you through your studio? Is there anything else you want to show us?
Follow me to the jungle.
Okay. Do you want me to bring this?
If you want to.
Okay. Because you're going to work on this one, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know where my tools are.
So can you tell them about this table right now? Because he showed me this table and it comes apart.
Yeah.
It's a
Let me move it over
into the light.
This whatever you see here is the natural colors of the wood. So if you're moving the way I designed it, wrap this up, wrap it up, wrap this up.
Oh wow.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Wrap it up. Wrap this up.
Oh.
Wrap it up. Wrap this up. Wrap it up, and leave you. Let me do it just so you can see. It's no beautiful anything. Wrap them up. You're moving. You're providing that you're moving. Yeah. A lot of dust in here, but that's its nature. Better leave it with the empty frame to carry. You go there.
So as you can see, that is.
So now we reach your home now.
Mhm.
Right.
So you put your thing back together. Ta-dun, ta-dun. Here we go.
Very important.
Point.
That's amazing, right?
And I would have never thought it if it came apart like that.
So obviously a piece like this is art on top of art, and it's definitely totally. This is obviously a functional table, but it's also a piece of sculpture. It's a piece of art. It would be amazing in any home or office. It is actually.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's amazing.
Then you take this. Ta-dun, ta-dun. Here we go. Put it together. See here? Then you put the unwrap things.
Right. And voila.
And you can lean on it. Sit if I won't recommend to sit on it, but you can hold your weight.
And you can also put a glass top on
Put
it.
a glass top on it so it will protect the
Protect
wood.
it.
Clear glass. Then it will protect the work.
Right.
And no dust on the carving, everything. Everything will be clean every time.
Right. All right, let's go. This is a nice piece. This is one of my favorite. This looks like a console. That when you come into your home, you can have this there. It's so beautiful.
Put on the hallway.
And it has the inlay here with that is colorful, but it's simple. It's really, really
Put on the
beautiful.
hallway, put your key, your wallet.
Mm-hmm.
So the burglar doesn't have to mess up the whole place to find your wallet.
No burglars.
So right there, take it and get the hell out of my house.
All right, so let's go into the. Is this where you? What's over here?
Well, here is the same table like that one. This is the
This is
same
a smaller table.
Yeah, but a different wood. But this is the mahogany version. That's the other one we saw before. It's a Peruvian walnut, but the same design.
So where is this African wood?
No,
Mahogany,
mahogany. Some come from Africa. Some come from South America.
South America.
Now these designs on the tables, are they coming from like tribal?
Well, it's
or are they just
the thing is, the way the people carving is, you're not supposed to copy the other people's work.
Yeah, right.
But the style been developed already. So you work within the design, the style. So everything.
So what style is this?
Adiante style.
Ah!
yes?
Is that patented? Yeah. I love it.
So this is some of the new thing I make, a cutting board. You see the table, the first one we look at, the round one.
Oh,
The
yeah.
piece I cut out of the leg. So I have no piece. I don't know what to do with those pieces like this. So I decided to put something like this and put the piece in the middle.
Can you hold that up for us?
Yeah, like for example, if I put a piece here, or two of them, and this become another cutting board. So I was throwing them away for years. I said, no way.
No waste.
No, so I said, well, I pay for those wood, and I throw it away like I throw my money away for sure. So I make a thing out like that. You see here? Then they come like this, some of them. It depends on the shape. So I just finished those in a couple of days.
But if you hold that one up, excuse me, can I cut that? This is the one where you can probably better see it with the handle. Because it comes off.
Yeah.
Right.
So I do all kind of things. And different shape.
So here's the oil that he made.
Yeah. Walnut, the sesame oil.
Don't give away the secrets.
Okay.
Right. But he creates this oil that makes it the final kind of finishes, and it
So
helps. But it helps protect it too, correct?
Yeah, it smells nice too.
And it smells nice, right?
This those cutting board, I just finished them, but I haven't put the oil on them yet.
Got it.
So that's the way that I finish them up, and I prepare myself in case thing open up again.
Right.
I should be able to sell thing or have pieces to sell.
So are you gonna show us a demo with this or something?
Yeah.
Where are you gonna be?
I don't. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna step out so the camera can get you.
Okay. How much money you have on you? For the demo.
Okay.
Oh,
you broke your glasses.
yeah. Why life have to be so complicated?
But she had backups.
Here we go. So I almost finished this, but as you know, almost doesn't count.
Okay.
So I'm going to try to finish this area. This is the way I do it. This is my tool.
That's it.
Yeah. You score it first. This,
Ooh.
you see that? Nothing fancy, but you watching?
Mm-hmm.
Don't say I didn't show it to you. So when I go to craft show, this is what I do. I cannot sit without doing something. So I bring a piece I carve while I'm there.
Right, yeah.
So even if I don't sell anything, I get work done.
Smart.
You say you have money for the demo, Miss Baltimore?
Not Miss
No, it's
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Where you from originally?
No, I'm from Baltimore.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. See that?
I love that, and I would imagine that the curves are. Well, you seem like a professional, so you got this. I feel like the curves would be just so hard to do.
Well, it depends who's doing it.
Okay.
So, Adiante, do you do classes?
I used to, but I haven't done anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so, do you have without Corona, do you have a space here in Baltimore? I know you have one in Washington D.C., but where do you show in Baltimore?
I don't hear
Okay,
much. Not that I don't want to,
great.
but the market is not here. Yeah, a lot of times I was selling those, for example, the small cutting board.
The one I had.
Yeah, the small ones. Like
What kind of wood are you cutting on right now?
This is cedar, tropical cedar.
Okay.
This is you see this is a different color here. That's the natural colors of all the wood.
Right.
You have here, I know the name of this called sapele, maple,
Purple heart.
purple heart, yeah. Purple heart, maple again. This called Paduk, Padauk. That's
Okay.
why it's spelled Paduk. This is Peruvian walnut. So if you put the oil on it, it get dark, look like the one you saw before. But this I didn't put anything on it. And I have some other things here. You see,
That's so nice.
some of this.
So that's sort of a
tray,
tray,
yeah,
a
but you
wooden
can,
tray.
yeah, well,
I
you can
love
hang
that.
it on the wall. You can hang it on the wall.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And then I have it here. You see,
Ah, yes.
so I used to make those, but I don't make them anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I have them here, and there are some African mirrors I used to make, but it's so hard to work with. Not to work with, it takes you a while to finish this thing.
Yeah.
And somebody said, hey brother, can you give me for 15, man?
No,
Have you thought
sales,
about doing
no
wooden
sales.
bangles?
Oh yeah.
Have you done some? Do you have some that we can see?
I don't put them together.
Okay.
The earring you saw, I just started doing them recently.
Okay.
I cut up a piece out of here. You see this?
Or like wooden
That's-
phone cases.
From the
Oh, that'd be so nice.
That would
from
be
this
nice.
thing,
Eyeglass frame.
from this thing.
Sorry.
This one it came from. You see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I cut all those pieces. I was playing with them. That's why I started making the earring.
Mm.
And I've been throwing them away. And I said, what can I do with it? And I start making the earring out of the different wood, and I get carried away.
Okay.
I love the idea of no waste.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you pay for it. They are expensive. None of those wood you can get them from Home Depot or Lowe's. You cannot get them there.
Okay.
You have to go to a place where the price is very, very expensive.
Right. Well, we're gonna wrap it up with Adiante. So I just want to again thank you
Okay.
for allowing us to come into your studio today and being a part of our open studio tours weekend. And
before we go, let me show you one more thing.
right,
Of course.
and I just want to let the public know that please support Adiante, his
Mirror
Sure.
frames,
A
a
picture
picture frame
frame.
if you want.
He has so many amazing pieces, and
Mhm.
he's local, obviously, and we need to support him in his craft and his artistry and his vision. So it's so nice to be here today. And again, I want to thank our sponsors, the Maryland State Art Council, and also Rika Vodka, and come on in here and say bye. And once again, this is Adiante. So happy to meet you, and I'm definitely going to try. Have to make a choice on the cutting board because I definitely have to take something home. I can't leave without.
Oh, okay.
Right. Very good.
Hallelujah, brother.
Bye.